Hello my friends, and happy Halloween. To celebrate this excellent holiday, I thought it would be fun to branch out and talk about Batman: The Long Halloween. A 13-issue story that ran from 1996 through 1997, written by Jeff Loeb and the art by Tim Sale. This is an absolute masterpiece of a Batman story, retelling some origins while keeping a very young, early stage Batman on his feet with an excellent mystery. I'm going to be talking about a lot in this book, but rest assured, I will not spoil the mystery itself. I will not reveal who Holiday is in this video. If you want to know that, you're gonna go have to find a copy and read the book for yourself. With all that out of the way, let's dive in with the first important thing to talk about: the covers. Across the board, the covers in The Long Halloween are great. I really enjoy the sleek, stylized imagery that we get throughout, and there's just a lot to really enjoy. Starting with the trade paperbacks cover, it's just got a lot of really crisp and great imagery showing a lot of the elements that will be at play throughout the book. Issue 1's cover is a decent start. I like the bat logo hidden within the jack-o'-lantern, and obviously the cat around it is a nice touch. Issue 2 is a good crossover tie between Solomon Grundy and its associated holiday for this issue, Thanksgiving. The skeletons are sure, it continues the Halloween-ish feel of The Long Halloween. Issue 3 has a great cover with the Joker being very well focused in the center, with the purple clashing against the green and red of Christmas. Issue 4 has one of the best covers in the entire series. I absolutely love the duality of the two glasses clinking and shattering against each other, with Batman and the Joker's reflections against it. Just a fabulous looking cover. Unfortunately, issue 5 has one of my least favorite covers. The heart is good for Valentine's Day, but the Batman face getting bitten on by the cat is just weird, and the cat's head itself blends into the bat face and makes it look like it's this weird cat with a giant Batman face. Just not for me. Luckily, issue 6 has a very clean and simple cover with Poison Ivy, but I really enjoy how it's all clovers for her hair to tie it into St. Patrick's Day. Issue 7 has my favorite cover. The Riddler is my favorite supervillain. It's such an iconic pose and look for the character. Just very simplistic, but so intricate at the same time. Great cover. Issues 8 and 9 have great imagery as well, showing the young Bruce Wayne next to his mother's grave compared to the fully grown Batman standing down, looking over and down at his father's grave. Just great duality imagery once again. Issue 10 has a great stylized cover of the very stylized and shadowed Batman and Catwoman against the large pop of the fireworks of Independence Day. Issue 11 has less great imagery, but I still enjoy the eyes peering down on the cake and all the different characters being layered appropriately. Issue 12 has the greatness of this picture frame with the shatter pattern across it and the bat hiding in the shadows, or holding up the frame. Makes sense to me. And issue 13 brings us all the way back around full circle, with the bat pumpkin from the beginning now rotting on half of its face and deteriorating on one side. Great imagery, and I love the covers overall. But the cover is not the only amount of art in the book. Next, let's dive into the actual artwork of The Long Halloween. if I had to complain about one thing in Batman The Long Halloween, it's probably the artwork. Tim Sale's art is not my favorite due to it being a bit too over-exaggerated at times. However, when he hits, he hits. He has some great looking, striking imagery in the book itself, and the art overall is very good. Just not my personal cup of tea, but very good art for the most part. You've got really great imagery, such as in the first issue with Batman standing in front of the Bat Signal, in front of Jim Gordon and Harvey Dent. A few issues later, you've got the long panel of Bruce on one side of the dinner table and Poison Ivy on the other. The dual panel at the start of issue 7 of Riddler asking who is and Batman answering with the rest of the question, Holiday. Great dual imagery there. The panel of the acid getting thrown in Harvey's face. Just fabulous moments, really good design detail, but there are some too cartoony, too over-exaggerated elements to Tim Sale's artwork that just make it not my favorite, but still very good and very clear what he's going for. It's a very moody art style that I really enjoy when he gets it, but there are some times where it just doesn't hit the mark. However, the art of Long Halloween is only half of the equation here. This is a comic book, therefore the other half of it is the writing. And so while I am not going to talk about the mystery or the solution to the mystery, I would like to talk about the character dynamics throughout this. The character dynamics in Long Halloween are fascinating. This is an early Bruce Wayne. No Robins yet. Just Bruce with Alfred supporting him and a very, very early relationship budding between him and Jim Gordon that I think we really get to see tested and forged throughout the 13 issues, with Harvey Dent as an excellent counterbalance to the two of them. Batman and Catwoman also have a really interesting dynamic here because it shows where it starts and the banter between the two of them that will grow throughout some of Jeff Loeb's other stories. A very interesting detail in the story is the connections between standard mob-like activities in Gotham and how that interacts with the Rogues Gallery. How Carmine Falcone hates the costume characters in Gotham, thinking that he should just be the sleek head of the Roman Empire. But I think it's also really interesting because we then see them having to be forced to work together to get their ends and beat Holiday from their end. Poison Ivy's moment flows really well and is in character. I like how she's playing off of Bruce Wayne and why Catwoman then fights back. But the best usage of a supervillain by the Falcone family is issue 7 with the Riddler. Because he's my favorite supervillain, of course I want to talk about this too. The building and layering of Riddler being hired here so early in Batman's career, trying to be used for his investigative abilities to figure out who Holiday is here, is excellent setup for payoff that we would get later on when we got in Detective Comics, Riddler, Private Investigator. Just excellent setup. I love how it pays off later, and it does keep Riddler as a competent threat. He's not a C-lister, he's one of Batman's prime 4 rogues. And so I like how we get glimpses of a lot of different rogues in Batman's gallery, and all of them have their time to shine and are treated as equals throughout the story. Speaking a little bit on the mystery, to put it best, It's a mystery broken into a jigsaw puzzle, wrapped in a conundrum, hidden in a Chinese box. While I'm not going to reveal the true identity of Holiday, I did want to briefly touch on some of the things surrounding the mystery. The setups and red herrings throughout are superb and really keep the reader invested on their first time, and seeing all of the details throughout is a great touch for multiple reading experiences. The Joker's presence, to go back to the rogue point of how all of them have time to shine, is a great distraction from the true mystery and lets him have his time in the spotlight while not overshadowing the event itself. What? A Batman story where the Joker is neither the main antagonist nor overshadows everything else going on? Crazy! DC, take notes! You don't have to have the Joker be this huge thing in every event. You just don't. It works excellently here, and it works even more excellently in Batman Hush, which we will get to in another video after I do a review of Dark Victory at some point, just so that we get all three of the main Jeff Loeb Batman books that I want to talk about. Overall, Batman The Long Halloween is an iconic story for so many reasons. Its narrative is superb, its art is moody and distinct, and the character interactions are top-notch. An excellent story from beginning to end. I absolutely recommend picking up a copy for yourself if you are able to. Happy Halloween, my friends. Stay safe and take care.